Hello, this is Dr. Yvonne with Every Word Has Power. Today we're going to talk about fears and phobia release. Why do we get fear coming in? It's a way that your unconscious mind has to let you know whether you're safe or not. Fear is the initial response, anger is a secondary response. So if someone comes through the jungle towards you like this is 200,000 years ago, like this, you know instantly that you have to run. Fear comes in and you run. Your unconscious mind lets you know within 0.012 of a second whether you're safe or not. If you can't run, then you're going to fight back and anger will come up. So what happens when you're a child is that suddenly you're feeling good, you're feeling fine, and then something notifies you that maybe something's not all right. And your unconscious mind says, can we talk? I heard a loud noise then, or I heard something. I saw something, I felt something, I thought something. And initially there's a fear response. If someone comes in and says, it's fine, it's okay, then what happens immediately is that you relax and you go back to your life. If it's not fine, then your unconscious mind goes on high alert. So I have a really good example of that. When Katie, my daughter, was 2, we were playing with balloons one day and a balloon went off right in front of my face and I was just about to jump back and I noticed her head went like this. And she looked up to see my response. And I immediately thought, if I respond negatively now, she could actually lock in a fear of balloons. And I actually just completely changed what I was going to respond with and went, oh, Katie! I said, that was so funny, wasn't it? Made me jump. Did it make you jump? And she just went, mm-hmm. And that was it. Right? What happens though normally is that a fear response comes in and suddenly the unconscious mind goes on high alert. It can be abuse, it can be a loud noise, it can be a spider, it can be something where there's a fear response associated with an event. And initially, quite quickly, the unconscious mind actually says, we need to be careful for the rest of our lives. The interesting thing is nobody bothers to let the unconscious mind know that the danger's over and it's fine. This happens particularly with phobias, and post-traumatic stress disorder is very similar. In a life-threatening situation, or what's even perceived to be a life-threatening situation, it may or may not be, the unconscious mind immediately jumps, protects, and puts you in a fear mode. So what happens is, from then on, the unconscious mind is saying, there's a noise, are we safe? There's this happening, are we safe? What happens is that event then is rerun and rerun and rerun, rather like an old record playing. And you get into what's called a loop. And that closed loop has no exit strategy. You don't know how to get out of that loop. Remember that the unconscious mind has 2 main jobs as far as emotions are concerned. Number 1, to keep you alive and well. Number 2, to complete things, to close the loop, to finish off an event so that you actually know you feel safe and it can put it away in a file folder so you don't need it anymore. It thinks you need that fear if nobody ever bothers to tell it to slow down and stop. So we're going to change that today, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Because fear is such a strong response, and especially with phobias, we're not going to get you down into that phobia. Would that be okay with you? You don't need to actually experience it. We're going to do what's called a double dissociation method. You're going to imagine yourself watching a film of your own life. There you are in the cinema, watching the screen, actually seeing your life fantastic from birth. And as you watch the screen from birth, what you're going to do is then step out of your body and become the projectionist watching the film. And as you're projecting the film, you're going to run the film in black and white to the end, to now. So slowly, in black and white, you're going to watch the film, your name, born, and watch yourself go through, including the phobia, including any negative event that happened, all the way to now in black and white. Then what you're going to do is white out the screen, jump into the screen and run it backwards in full color all the way to the beginning, to the birth. Good? Right with me so far? Get back into the projections booth. Run the film in black and white all the way through to the end. Black it out. Jump into the screen. Run it in color all the way through to the beginning. Back into the projections booth. Watch the film all the way to the end in black and white. Black it out. Jump into the screen. Jump all the way through the film in color all the way through to the beginning, back into the projections booth. Watch it in black and white all the way through to the end, white it out, jump into the film. Back all the way through to the beginning, right through to birth, back to the projections booth, watch it in black and white all the way through to the end, black it out, jump into the screen, run it backwards all the way to the beginning, right into the projections booth, run it again black and white to the end, white it out. Go ahead now and think, is it in black and white or color? If it's in black and white, awesome, you've done the job. And then you think about the phobia and it won't be there anymore. The fear won't be there anymore. It's kind of interesting. If it's still there, vaguely in color, what we're going to do this time is make it sepia colored. So you know the old photographs that you used to have that were sepia colored. We're going to make it sepia running backwards, and then it will for sure clear it. So there you are, the projectionist. You see your birth, run the film in black and white to the end, black it out, jump in, run it in sepia color all the way back to the beginning, to birth, back into the projectionist booth, run the film in black and white all the way through to the end, white it out, run it in sepia all the way back through to the beginning, back to the projectionist booth, run it in black and white all the way through to the end, white it out, jump into the screen, back all the way through to the beginning, into the projectionist booth, run it in black and white to the end, black it out, jump into the screen, all the way through to the beginning, back to the projectionist booth, run it all the way through to the end, black and white to the end, white it out. And then when you think about that fear or phobia, it will be gone. It will be neutral. And that's where we want to live, in a beautiful state of neutrality or happiness. Pass this on to your friends. This works awesomely for anything you apply it to. And you can contact me at globalwelcome.com. GLOBAL welcome.com. I'd love to do a breakthrough session for you. Bye.